everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds in a Podcast. Today we're talking about a movie which I'm pretty sure came out earlier
Yeah, it
this
came out
year.
like recent. Yeah, this year for sure, but I don't know when this
Like
year.
either like the spring or early summer. It was fairly recent, like definitely within like the last like 4 or 5 months. It's called Weapons. Now,
August.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Dang. I thought it was way beyond. I thought it was like May. Um that's time is an illusion. So,
True.
um but yeah, it's Weapons. It's I guess would be like a thriller mystery movie. Would
Yeah,
I
it's definitely got like some like horror aspects in it,
Yeah,
but
let me
it's
see.
definitely like a thriller mystery. Like, what? I don't know. It's a fucking weird ass movie. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's definitely like a thriller, like mine. Okay, they have it. So IMDb has it under dark comedy, psychological horror, supernatural horror, witch horror, and mystery.
Okay, like psychological horror
For
and
sure.
supernatural horror, definitely for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So, it has. Let me see.
Has Julia Garner in it. She's like the main character.
Yeah. I still don't know if I like her as an actress. She was also in. I know my dad was like, "Oh, she's in Ozark." I've never watched Ozark, but she's in the Fantastic Four as the Silver Surfer. And
Oh,
I mean,
what? That's her.
yeah.
What? That's
Which I mean,
crazy.
I thought she was pretty decent in Fantastic Four. Definitely like not a showcase for any of her skills. I think she is a good actress in this movie. I just don't think she's like one of my like I'm not going to go out of my way to see something she's in, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But yeah, she's like the main character. And I was very excited to see Josh Brolin in this movie. Listen, Josh Brolin, I always forget one. He's Thanos in the Avengers movies. I forget that
That's
he's
crazy.
purple. I forget that constantly. But ever since I saw Josh Brolin in the first Dune movie, there's certain roles where I'm just like, I like it. Smash. This is one of those movies. I liked him in this movie. And I
Oh
also
yeah, because he's
saw
the dad. Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
the dad. He's also kind of like the one that like pieces it together, um, which we'll get to in a minute. But I was watching. I saw a tidbit of an interview with him the other day, and he was because they were talking about weapons and how the part came to him. And I guess originally Pedro was supposed to be his role.
What?
But due to scheduling conflict, Pedro had to drop out, and so they put Josh Brolin
Oh my
in.
god, dude! Imagine Pedro in that role.
I think he would have been good, but I think Josh Brolin honestly was the right call because Josh Brolin is big. He's like a big man. So when he's like running
Yeah,
around in
that's
his
true. That is
big
true. He
pickup
is a big
truck,
man.
and then like there's a section where he's like has to fight off basically another big man, I'm just like I Josh Brolin to me is like also for being like a very Josh Brolin has a very like military aesthetic about him. So him being like a very like closed off, no emotion dad going through the loss of his only child. I think Josh Brolin, like honestly, chef kiss, top tier. I love him in this movie in particular. Um Also, I think, which is gonna be crazy to say, listen, I will watch anything and everything that Pedro Pascal is in forever and always. But I think Pedro is getting to the point where you don't see the character, you see Pedro.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
I feel like, especially because I feel like Weapons is kind of a more small scale movie. I feel like Pedro has too much star power for something like this. Like especially because the what is his character's name? Hold on, let me look. Archer. Archer as a character, like, he's definitely got to be somebody who you're not going to see the actor first. Again,
Yeah.
small scale, but also he's, a dad, a husband. He owns a small business in this town. He's dealing with grief, but also he's kind of like stereotypical man territory where they don't share their emotions or show their emotions very willingly. And also to like a lot of parents, when they go through grief, especially men in particular, they tend to be very angry about it. They're not necessarily angry at anyone in particular, they're just angry about the situation, which I think Josh really like nails in this movie. um I was also really excited to see, what is his name, Benedict Wong. Also, for any Marvel fans out there, he is Wong from Doctor Strange. So I was very like, whoa. He plays a gay man in this movie, which I wasn't expecting, but him and his husband in this movie are very cute. I
And they
also would
get
like to
they
sit
die.
and, yeah, unfortunately, but I like, they kind of goals. They had like a hot dog platter, and then we're gonna sit down and watch a TV show together. And I'm like, oh, goals. Who doesn't want to sit down with a hot dog platter and their significant other to
For
watch?
real.
I don't remember what they were watching. I feel like it was like RuPaul's Drag Race or something of that nature. Um, but yes, it's definitely a very creepy movie. Um, the basic like gist of this movie is that, what is it, 17 kids in one class all go missing on the same night at the same time, and the town doesn't know why. The town blames the teacher.
And
um
there's one kid that doesn't
yeah,
go.
there's
If there's
one
one
kid
kid
that
left behind.
survives. So, like, literally one day the teacher walks in and there's one student in her class. And so everyone's like, why is it her class? And they think that she's the witch and blah, 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 and yada, yada. Now, when this movie started and we got to like the town meeting where they're like, why was it her class? Like, what happened in that classroom? Why, is the kid's name is Alex? Why is Alex the only one to survive? And blah blah blah. And the immediate like town reaction is that it is the teacher's fault. And I don't know if it's just me, but like the second that they were like trying to pin this on her, I'm like, I don't think it's her. I
Yeah.
think it's somehow connected to the kid, because it would be one thing like if half the class had went missing, or even like, two or three kids survived, but the fact that he was the only one survived made me instantly go, I feel like he's, for whatever reason, the protected one, and I don't think the teacher really has much to do with it. And that's what it turns out to be. So, that was a little like not as big a twist to me, but I don't know if that's just because I've read too many things that that kind of tends to be the case. Um, but I the watching the kids like running just like straight with their arms out at night is probably one of the creepiest things I've seen in a movie in a long time, and it's nothing like bloody or gory. It just has a really like eerie sense. The music in this movie is very subtle, but it works so well too.
There also is a lot of blood and gore in this movie.
Yes, yes, there's no shortage of that. It's just like not like the main focus. Like towards the end, so th- it ended up being Alex's quote unquote aunt. I'm assuming she was actually related to him because his mom and his dad were just like, yeah, Aunt Gladys, out of all names, was like, and her wig,
Dude, she
atrocious.
was terrifying looking.
Yeah, she had like the baby bangs in a very bad way. Um, but she basically comes to stay with Alex's family, and then she's a witch. So she like has her little stick with string and then puts their hair on it and bleeds all over it and then snaps it, and they can be whoever that person is now like under her control. So basically she took control of all of the kids in the class, because she said it would make her like sickness go away, because she's the second you see her you're like, ooh, she's gotta, like, I mean, she's sick in the head for sure, but she's also gotta be like physically sick because she does not look good.
No.
um and it's true, she was both sick in the head and sick physically. She kind like, I don't know, I was kind of surprised it didn't seem like it was like her trying to feed off of like the kids for like youth, or feed off of Alex's parents for like extra life. So I don't know if like that actually prolonged her life, or is it, if it, excuse me, or if it was more like her actively using her hoodoo voodoo magic situation, like just like kept her alive, because she definitely looks like she's reversing in age as the movie goes on. um but yeah, she's hecka creepy. 10 out of 10 on the creepy scale. Also, she was like, she looks like a clown, and not
Yeah,
like,
like her makeup's like real bad.
yeah, like she's got like the Miranda Sings like lipstick happening, and like really like just like it's almost like,
Like she honestly is like the jump scare of the movie sometimes.
yeah, every time she's like the jump scare every time. Every time she like appears in the distance, she always creepily waves at everybody, but she literally looks like a terrifying clown, like just like grungy and smeary and just blech. It's terrible. But
Yeah.
um I think the kid who plays Alex, we're getting a lot of child actors recently that like top tier. Like they, if they want a career in horror movies, they can have it. Like no problem. Like he was very good. I felt so bad cuz he had to be like basically on the verge of crying the entire time. He also had a lot of horrific stuff happen with him,
Yeah, like his
like
parents being like
ready to rip him to
puppets
shreds. Yeah. And
and
also like, because she like, Aunt Gladys can control them, and she's like, to prove her point, she had them like stab themselves
yeah, with
with
a fork.
forks in front of poor Alex, and he's like trying to get them to stop, and then she's like, I can make them do whatever I want, and then like he has to like feed them to like keep them alive. um the druggy guy that was like randomly in this movie drove me insane though. I love, although I do love when he was like looting the house. I did find that hilarious.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That guy.
But like the second like Aunt Gladys like took control of him, and then Archer's gotta like fight him off, and he just keeps like literally like throwing him like across the room.
It's like crazy that she like can fucking like with the principal.
That
That
was
shit was that
scary.
was so scary. That was like one of the like scariest parts of the movie because he looked
Yeah.
like genuinely
His eyes
like
were like bulging out of his
yeah.
head, and like he was already bloody like when he found her too. So like, yeah, so like the what I was saying before about their nice little hot dog tray, and the principal and his husband were gonna like sit down and watch a program. Well, that's when Aunt Gladys like invites herself into their house and basically takes control of the principal, and then makes him like headbutt his husband to death, which was
Yeah, like literally over and over and
horrible.
over and over again till his face was mush
Yeah,
and we
like,
got to see the
oh,
mush.
we did get to see the mush, and like that's just like so brutal. And then like he does the, you guys, if you're listening, once you finish this episode you need to just like watch the trailers, because they run like, anybody under the spell runs in like a certain way. It's almost like a Naruto run, except your hands aren't behind you, they're just
They're
like
like
kind of
yeah,
at your
there's
sides.
yeah, they're like to the side.
And so like they run arms straight out, like whatever their target is, they're just like fully
Yeah, they're just
beelining
locked
for
in
it.
on them.
Yeah, there's like no distraction, there's like nothing. I mean, at one point when like all of the kids are after Aunt Gladys towards the end, they're just, I mean, they're like bulldozing through windows and fences and people and they're just like there's nothing that can distract them
They're a
from their
weapon.
target. Yeah, yeah, they basically are. Which dun dun dun, title of the movie. Wow. But yeah, the principal is like running, he's like weapon running after the teacher because like Aunt Gladys is like, well, I might as well kill her, so let's go. But he like she's standing at the gas station talking to Archer about, like, what did you do to the kids? And he's like, I found that, like, where they could have possibly intersected because, running in a straight line, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the principal, we see him coming from, like, a mile away.
Yeah, he's
But,
like
like,
full speed running.
he's just, like, I mean, and he's not, like, a little man. He's not as big as Josh Brolin, but he's a pretty big dude. And he's just, like, full weapon running towards her in broad daylight at a gas station. She's trying to put gas in her car.
Also,
And
like
he
nobody else is like doing like nobody gives a fuck that this man is
no,
running full speed at this
full
woman.
speed, and then he like tackles her to the ground, and like Archer like manages to like get him off of her, and she bolts into the convenience store. And I was like, oh my god, she's gonna get stuck in that convenience store, which she kind of does. But what I thought was absolutely hilarious was the convenience store clerk was like, get out of my store.
I
Just
was
like,
right. He like did not give a shit. He was like, "You're
yeah,
destroying my
he was just like,
store."
stop destroying my store, get out. He doesn't care that this poor tiny white woman is getting absolutely like attacked by this big Asian man. He's just like, get out, stop destroying my store, get out. I'm like, are we not gonna call the police?
No.
Anything? The answer was no. But and
Negative.
yeah, and Archer just end up like absolutely like beating the crap out of that guy. But I'm like, well, actually, technically, he got hit by a car, which was crazy because he like flew. It was
And
bad. And
exploded.
he exploded, so you get to see all of the explosion bits.
You
It was
see
not
all the
pretty.
mush.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of mush. Like, you normally don't, like, you don't get to see anything necessarily. Like, they didn't do the gross, like, bone breaking sounds or anything like that. You just get a lot of mush.
Yeah, a lot of mush.
And you're like, ooh, gross. Like, at the end, so eventually Archer and Justine, who is the teacher, they ended up finding out that the kids are being hidden in Alex's basement. And so when they go into the house, and then Alex is like, you know what? It's my time to shine. I'm going to take control of the situation. So Alex is the real hero. Poor thing had to go through so many traumatic events, and he had to save his own skin and all of his classmates. But basically, he sends all of the classmates after Aunt Gladys, and they stop at nothing until they literally catch her and quite literally
Rip her
tear
to
her
shreds.
limb from limb like the ultimate mush. It was actually quite insane.
Yeah, she got she exploded also.
Yeah, which honestly for her deserved.
Yeah, she definitely did deserve that. But especially because she tried to make Alex's parents kill him.
Yeah, and like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. And his parents, like when they were like under the spell, they looked scary. They're not even
Yeah,
my. Can you imagine if they were your own parents? But like, they're not even my parents. They're just strangers that I don't know. But they were scary.
yeah, they were very scary.
And then, of course, like every time they attack him, they have a bunch of like fork holes in their face, so it's even scarier. And then it was. I thought one of the grossest parts was when Justine is like running, and then like her like cop ex boyfriend or whoever he is, aka Emil Hirsch, um, is like attacking her because he's under the spell, and she like grabs a potato peeler, and I was like, what is she gonna do with that? And literally as
Oh
soon as I
yeah,
the thought like formed in my brain, she like potato peels the side of his face.
yeah, and it doesn't
Like,
work.
No, I'm like, he doesn't even flinch. And I'm like, also, I feel like that peeled his face way too easy.
Yeah,
Like,
it was. I didn't like that.
no. I was like, oh. Oh no. I did feel really bad though because she unfortunately did have to like blow his brains out so he didn't kill her.
Yeah,
And that's like, besides like breaking the spell, that's like the only way to stop people under the spell from like absolutely like just unaliving you in a most gruesome way possible.
yeah, pretty much.
Um, but yeah, I thought it was really good. The only thing I kind of wish, which I mean, I don't know if it would have added anything to the story, but like, Archer only like he had the ring footage from his house of his son running out the door. And then he went to another kid's parents' house, which I was not expecting Sarah Paxton to just show up in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, Aquamarine, what are you doing here?
yeah.
But
She was just hanging out there.
yeah, yeah, she's just grieving her daughter. But he went to her house and was like, "Can I see the footage?" And she was like, "No, get off my lawn." And then I like cuz he waited for the husband, who was Justin Long. I'm like, "What are you doing in here?"
Oh yeah, just
And,
yeah.
and then he was like, "Can I see the footage?" And of course Justin Long's character is like, yeah, I guess."
Also, I'm
But
pretty
like,
sure, like, well, Justin Long was for sure in Barbarian, and I'm pretty sure Sarah Paxton was also in Barbarian, which is the other movie that
uh
this guy did.
yeah, so they're just like a director's favorite.
Yeah, I guess.
That's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, and so Archer only like found basically two videos and then connected all of the dots, which I mean, like, kudos to him because obviously he's a smart man. But also, like, I kind of wish he would have had to gather like a little bit more information. It was just like, although I guess it kind of feels like just like a wild grasp at straws, and so that kind of like keeps the thriller part of the movie happening. But also like at one point Archer's like asleep in his son's bed and has like the weirdest like trippiest dream of like his son like running, and then he catches his son, and then Aunt Gladys and her nasty clown face are there, and like, oh no.
Yeah, yeah. It's very creepy.
It is. It's very interesting though. Again,
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me of Black Phone, where it's a simple concept, but there's so much unanswered that it makes it even creepier. Because it's like, obviously, Aunt Gladys has done this for her entire life, but why is she able to do this but not her little sister? If it's actually even her little sister. And then, like, what, like, how many times has she done something like this? And, like, why now? I mean, like, I know she was sick and then she kind of looked like she was getting better. So, like, is she just like in an endless cycle of maybe she like kills the older sister and like takes her place in whatever family, and she's like thousands of years old or something? You just don't know. There's like no answers to
Yeah.
anything.
She just explodes at the end.
Yeah. So at least we know like the curse is done. Like she can't ever do that to anybody ever again. But yeah, it's just like so open ended, but also not open ended. So
Yeah, it's a very
um,
strange movie,
it
but
is.
good. I liked it.
I actually did too. I remember when this came out, my friend Pepper went and saw it, and he was like, it was really disturbing, but it was also really good. And I was like, okay, I'll have to like put that on the list. And I'm glad I watched it. It was very interesting. Again, very small scale, which I find really nice. I feel like when they get really like kind of big and supernatural and like out of this world, it gets a little goofy and then it becomes not as scary.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would recommend it if you like kind of creepy psychological horror. It's definitely a good one to watch. Cast is really
Yes.
good. I also like to, it was one of those movies that it divided it up by like character.
Hmm.
So like You get like just like cuz it's showing you probably like I would say over like the course of like a week.
Hmm.
So like you get like Justine, who's the teacher, you get her point of view, you get Archer's point of view, um, you get Alex's point of view, but I like that you don't get his point of view until the end. So he's like the last one, and his leads up to like present day. I think you also get, I don't remember what his name is. I know you get a little bit of Marcus's point of view. James. James is the like random druggy
Mm-hmm.
homeless question mark dude. You get like his perspective because he's just like an innocent, quote unquote innocent by standard as far as the situation goes. Like he doesn't have any connection, but he does like ransack Alex's house and then like finds the kids in the basement. So that was interesting. um what would you rate it, Casey?
I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, wow. I was gonna give it like a solid like 7.5.
Okay, okay. You should watch Barbarian. You should watch that movie. That one's
I
also weird as
should.
fuck. And that one has like a lot more of Justin Long in it, and it's really weird.
Yeah, I think too this is like the first time I've ever seen anything from this director. So I feel
Hmm.
like maybe if I had seen Barbarian first and then watched this.
Also, Bill Skarsgård is in the first one.
Oh heck
Um,
yeah. We love the
and
Skarsgård family.
yeah, it's very weird. I liked Barbarian. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I've heard that one is good too. Again, weird, but I've heard good.
Yeah. Weird but good.
See, but I'd rather watch something weird but good and not like goofy but
Yeah.
good, you know?
Yeah. I thought it was good. I think if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Go watch it on
Yeah.
HBO.
It's on HBO Max. But yeah, so I thought it was pretty good. I would probably rewatch it just to see if I catch anything different.
Yeah.
Especially like when you already seen all of like when people get turned into soup. Uh, you can like now ignore that and see what else is like focus on everything else because like especially when like Aunt Gladys is just getting like ripped apart at the end. I didn't notice anything else except the fact that she was getting ripped apart. So I think it'd be
Yeah.
one
By
of those things that
children,
like,
by the way.
yeah, by a bunch of, I don't even remember how old they were, like fifth graders or something like
Yeah,
that.
they were like, yeah.
So it's quite terrifying, but it would be interesting. I also think it'd be kind of cool. I don't necessarily want like a second movie, but I would think if it'd be kind of cool if they did like a short film
Yeah, that would be
just
cool.
to like because they tell you a little bit of what happens like after because it's supposed to be somebody telling the story. And they say like some of the kids like after a year started speaking again, so it'd just be kind of interesting to see like maybe the perspective of one of the kids that was under the spell and maybe how they struggled through the year and struggled to get over it, or if they
Or
even,
like Matthew, they do like
yeah,
his perception.
yeah, and like if they remember anything from that time because like Alex had to feed them all too, so it's like do they remember any of that? Were they just like trapped in their own body? Was it something that they just completely blacked out but their body remembers, they just don't? Or I think it'd be a cool little short film or even just like a 3 episode mini series or something like that just to add to the universe. I think would be interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely recommend. Do you have anything else to add?
Go watch it.
Go
That's
watch
what I
it.
have to add.
Absolutely. Also, random side tangent. Spotify should be releasing the Spotify Wrapped.
Soon.
Yes,
Soon.
within the next few weeks. So, for anybody listening, in the comments below, let us know what you think your own personal Spotify Wrapped is going to be. That way we can look at that when we do that episode because I'm always interested to see what people have been listening to on repeat like psychopaths throughout the year. Um,
I'm so excited for mine. This
I
is
feel
my
like
Super Bowl.
it is. It's Casey's Super Bowl. I think mine is going to be another very predictable year. My top artist is going to be Bad Omens. We
I don't
all
know what
know
mine
that.
is. I went to quite a few concerts last year, so I had a lot, or this year, so I had a lot of phases.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a weird mix of Bad Omens, Bring Me the Horizon, and K-pop Demon Hunters. I think that'll be like my top mix of somehow, some way. I've also been listening to a lot of 21 Pilots, so I feel like they might sneak in there. I don't know if I listen to them quite enough for them to make it, but I don't know. I'm excited. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll definitely want to see it. Make sure when you share it on Instagram to tag us in it or send it to us so that we can have a
We can
sniff
judge
around
you.
everybody's yes. We listen and we judge here on the podcast. But don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening. Also follow us on all the socials so you can keep up to date with us. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Bye!